Welcome to this extremely important video. I cannot stress it further. As we have understood in previous videos, our desires as parents, and in spite of those desires, some of us must be getting exactly opposite the challenges that we covered, so many of them. If you understand this, most of your challenges, will start getting solved, because in this video, we are going to understand the four basic needs of a child, any child. This is based on research. Even you as a child or even as grown-ups, you'll see that these are the four basic needs of every child, which directly affect or impact the self-esteem of the child. If you remember, I said it in the first video that self-esteem is very, very important, and that's the word we are going to revolve around till the last video, and you'll know why. So first and foremost and biggest need of any child is I am safe. Feeling safe is the first basic need of a child. I am lovable. Every child wants to feel lovable, wants to have a feeling of being accepted. There has to be a sense of belonging. Every child wants to feel that I am capable. The child wants to feel competent and I am worthy, feeling worthy, that even I am somebody, having that worthiness. So these are the four basic needs. We are going to go into depth of each one. I am safe, that is feeling safe. I am lovable, that is feeling accepted in sense of belonging. I am capable, feeling competent, and I am worthy, feeling worthy. Friends, if you wish, please take down notes. This is a very important video. It's going to really help you. So when does the child feel the opposite of this? When does a child feel unsafe? So first is the safety is what we are talking about. Now let's understand that's a basic need of feeling safe. When does a child feel unsafe? That is what we are going to talk about. The child feels unsafe if parents are constantly fighting, there's a lot of loud noises and domestic violence at home. Child will feel extremely unsafe, irrespective of the age of the child. Could be a newborn, growing up, grown up. If this is what is happening in the home environment, if parents are constantly fighting, threatening to separate or divorce, loud noises at home, domestic violence, the child will feel unsafe. Also, another reason of child feeling unsafe is if the child is observing that there are health issues with parents. So let's say if your partner, your spouse is going through health issues. For example, the child is observing that my mother, my father, they are not keeping well, or there are constant health issues with the parents. The child feels unsafe. The child feels unsafe because of this reason also. And if there are financial worries, because see, it's very natural. We discuss about financial challenges. There's so much of discussion that happens around maybe scarcity, if there's lack of money, which is a common thing, across. And given the fact last 15 months, so many parents have lost their jobs. There have been pay cuts. There have been delay in the salaries. If people who have their own business, so many businesses have been shut down or slowed down, or the turnover is not happening. It's so many challenges even professionals. So be it employees, entrepreneurs, professionals, there is a lot of challenge around money. Financial worries, when it's constantly discussed, the child feels unsafe. So the three things that I just spoke about is if there are loud noises, domestic violence, parents fighting, talking about separation, child feels unsafe. Financial worries, child feels unsafe. If there is health issue with the parents, child will feel unsafe. So we need to be very mindful of our discussions in front of the child. We need to be mindful if there's any discussions to be had, it needs to be when the children are not in our presence. Next, when we spoke about the child wants to feel capable. When does the child feel incapable? Okay, so we spoke about safety. Now let's talk about capability. When does the child feel incapable? When there is constant comparison of your child with other children. Look at your cousin, or look at your sibling, or look at that neighbor's child, or look at that person in your school or your college or your classes. Constant comparison. When we keep telling our child that other child is better than you, the child feels incapable. It really causes, comparison is a huge drainer I would say, or brings the self-esteem down. Comparison, constant comparison with other children, insulting your kids, especially in front of others, especially in front of others. It's got, massive harmful effects if you insult your children in front of others. So this is what will make your child feel incapable when they are kind of, embarrassed or insulted in front of others. It's a big one. And if as a parent we keep focusing on their weaknesses rather than their strengths. So let's say, for example, when we go to collect report cards, I mean, it's very natural. You'll probably, out of 6 subjects, the child has done well in maybe 4 or 5, but not done so well maybe in 1 or 2 subjects. Most of the parents I've seen, because even I go for parents teachers meetings, and when I used to go for my son's school meetings and all, parents tend to focus on the child's weaknesses rather than their strengths. We all want them to do well, so that there's nothing wrong in that. But if you're constantly focusing on their weaknesses rather than their strengths, the child will feel incapable. So we have covered child feeling unsafe, we have covered child feeling incapable. Now let's talk about, when does a child feel unworthy? Unworthy. It's a very big one, because every child wants to feel their worth. Child will feel unworthy when the child is not allowed to express their emotions. Now, children by nature, they are expressive. They express through laughter, through tears, and they are so expressive. That is what the childhood is all about. So, if you are not allowing your children to express, we tell them, okay, when people are around, mind yourself. It's all fine. I'm not, kind of, as I said, it's not to blame anybody. But when the child is not allowed to express their emotions, the child feels unworthy. The child feels unworthy. Child also feels unworthy, as you've seen children while they're growing, they are very body conscious. Both boys and girls, they're very body conscious. So if the child is not feeling good about his or her body, they will feel unworthy. Okay, you must have seen, I've seen a lot of kids, youngsters in the workshop, how they are not too happy with, maybe their hair, their skin, their height, or, their weight. There's so many things. I've seen it, personally in workshops. The child will feel unworthy when the child is trying to give you some suggestions. Maybe you're planning for a trip or a vacation, and if child is trying to give you maybe some suggestions, okay, let's go here or let's go there, or maybe about food, or let's go and have food, or whatever. Maybe they're small, they're young. If the child's suggestions are not taken seriously, the child feels unworthy. Unworthy. And the final one, when does the child feel unloved? Being loved is such a, I mean, all of us want to be loved, even as grown-ups. Don't we all want to feel loved? Even as grown-ups. So imagine the child feeling unloved. Now, when the child feels unloved, this is a big one, is when the child is always criticized and not appreciated. The child will feel unloved. When the child is constantly compared, once again, as I said, comparison is a huge drainer. It will just take your child's self-esteem, self-confidence down. The child is constantly compared with others. The child feels unloved. You need to understand the child is a child. They are at a certain age where they do not understand. Your intentions may be good. Once again, I'm saying your intentions may be very good. I am not at all talking about your intentions. We all want our children to do well. Maybe when we give this examples of comparing, the intention is good, but you need to understand what the effect of that, you know, intention is. Sometimes you intend well, but children take it other way, because nobody likes to be compared. If maybe you're compared with your colleagues at office, or your business peers, or anybody else, any other professions, we also don't like to be compared. Nobody likes to be compared. Everybody is unique. And when the child is not given enough time and love, the child will feel unloved. The child will feel unloved. So, friends, we have seen the 4 basic needs. So, let me just come out of the presentation. The child wants to feel safe, the child wants to feel lovable, the child wants to feel worthy. And we have seen in these 4 basic needs that I just covered. So, as I said, maybe if required, you can watch the video once again. 4 basic needs you need to understand as a parent. And also I covered that when does the child feel the other ways. Now this is what we have understood so far. This is what the child feels, unsafe or unworthy or unloved or incompetent. or incapable. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk about a very important thing. If the child feels any of these, what does the child do? Again, a very important video. So I'll see you in the next video, and we are going to learn even deeper when their needs are not met. What do children do, knowingly or unknowingly? Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.